Chapter 7. Trixie watched as Sakura put an ingredient in the cauldron. The zebra had set up shop at Bonbon's kitchen. She was stirring the pot that was on an oven burner with a wooden spoon. The pot's contents were boiling. Trixie peered inside. It was some green concoction that smelled vaguely of cinnamon. "Is it finished yet?" Trixie asked impatiently. All this waiting was making her nervous. Sakura tried behind Trixie, suddenly pulled a hair from her tail. Trixie yelped in pain. Sakura threw the hair into the pot, and straight liquid turned blue for some reason. "It is now finished," Sakura said with finality. "Now we put an end to this Corvus business." Trixie rubbed her backside. "Ow! You could have warned me!" Sakura just gave an annoying smile. She used the ladle to put the cauldron's contents into a glass bottle. "Okay, so what's the plan about using this to get Corvus big?" Lyra asked. "Leave it to me," Bonbon declared, startling every pony. But what?" Lyra blurted out. "Bonbon, you can't do that," Ditsy argued. "It's too dangerous." "Yeah, you should really leave this to us." Bonbon shook her head. "No, it would waste time. You only have 15 minutes, more or less, right? You need to be ready to strike with your Zords when Corvus becomes giant." "It's too dangerous," Lyra shouted in alarm. "I'll be fine," Lyra said confidently. "Trust me, this'll work." But, Lyra's tears drooped. Bonbon grabbed Lyra's cheek. "It's going to be okay. I got this. You need to trust me." "Bonbon, this is not going to work. What are you going to even do? You have no illusions or magic. You can't even fly." Trixie argued, quite sensibly in her opinion. "I'll get by," Bonbon shot back. Trixie opened her mouth, but Lyra spoke before she could say anything. "Fine," Lyra said in a small voice. "Just be careful, okay?" Bonbon hugged Lyra. "Always." Trixie groaned. "Fine!" Bonbon looked out the window. "Get your Zords ready. I think Rainbow's getting tired." Trixie could see a panting Rainbow Dash trying to fly away from Corvus, who threw whatever she could to get her magic on at Rainbow while laughing. Trixie and the rest of the Rangers nodded. Bonbon gave Lyra a quick goodbye kiss. "It's a morphin' dot!" Trixie was about to say before a tiny high-pitched voice stopped her. Dinky yelled out. "Dinky!" Ditsy yelled in surprise. Dinky was supposed to be with Pokey and the other ponies evaluating the town. Dinky was almost bouncing off the ground. "What are you doing here?" Ditsy asked, trying up to her daughter, giving a disapproving glare. "I'm telling my help," Dinky replied happily. "I know. I'll help Boss with the posting." "No!" The group shouted as one. Dinky asked. "Because you're just a filly. You'll get in the way," Trixie said. "No, I won't," Dinky argued back, crossing her front legs. "Yes, you will," Trixie said as slowly as clearly as he could. "No, I won't," Dinky argued again. "Yes, you will." Trixie was starting to lose her patience. "Yeah, you should just leave this to the grown-ups," Raindrops threw in. "Dinky, if you're not careful, you might turn into a Kenny, and nobody wants a Kenny." Dinky growled. "No, honey, please. This is super dangerous." Ditsy got eye to eye with her daughter. "You need to be somewhere safe. Mommy can't do your job if you're here in danger." Dinky considered this. But, I want to help you guys. Every pony and Saber got to do something cool, and I don't." "You're only a filly, Muffin," Ditsy said not unkindly. "You need to trust me on this." "I'm just only being let down the loop." Dinky slipped out slowly. "I was the only one that didn't know your secret. Bonbon knew about it. Even Pokey knew about it before I did. How fair is that?" "I'm sorry, honey." Ditsy stroked her daughter's head. "I didn't know it would hurt you so much not telling you. Can you ever forgive me?" Dinky nodded. "Good." Ditsy got up. "Can you be a good little filly who wants over Sakura for me?" Dinky nodded emphatically. "I would very much enjoy taking her as company," Sakura said, smiling. "No doubt you will know the best places for us to be already." "No, are we ready?" Tracy asked tightly. Dinky nodded and moved next to Sakura. Finally. It's morphin' time! Dizzy said, thrusting out her morpher. The rest of the Rangers did the same. You did the Ranger stance. Yeah, I know, I had to mix it up. Ursa! Sizes! Hercules! Libra! Sagittarius! Scorpio! Dinky watched in stunned amazement. Tracy pressed the last button on her morpher, and the rest of the Rangers did the same. They vanished in a flash.
What happened to them?
Dinky asked, looking back and forth. They were just gone.
Mom? Fixing?
Bonbon pointed up. They're up there. Dinky looked up. Bonbon nodded. They have a secret platform that orbits the planet. They launched their Zords from space.
That's so cool!
Dinky said, amazed. Bonbon stretched and cranked her neck. About time for me to do my part.
You really doing it?
Dinky asked worriedly. I'll be fine. Bonbon gave a wink. I'm used to this sort of thing. Dinky gave a confused look.
Okay.
See what do this well, I promise you, Sakura said. Now that it's done, we be through. Dinky nodded. She hated to admit it, but she had to let the grown-ups do their thing. Tracy was comfortably seated in the cockpit of her Zord. It was full of dials and switches that surrounded Tracy. It was a fancy of technologies he couldn't make heads or tails of. It was a little tight with all the panels, but it was roomy enough to move around. In the front of her was a steering wheel. You gotta admit, Zord seats looked so comfy. I mean, they looked nice and big and plush. It was something like a ship's, but cut in half. The cockpit was made of a light blue metal. It's according to Sakura and Shirley, it was made of a metal they had never seen before. It might even exist on their planet. Tracy knew most of the dial's functions. She spent many a day learning what they did. She enjoyed piloting her Zord and often practiced with its secret and Neverfree. Tracy watched the monitor from her Zord. It zoomed in on Ponyville. A surprisingly clear picture. As he pressed the switch to a zoom in even further, he used the joystick to move the camera around to get a better view. She found what she was looking for and winced when Rainbow Dash crashed into a house. Tracy heard Raindrops grunt from the column. This is not good. Tracy knew Raindrops didn't like the rainbow-made pony. Rainbow often slacked off her duties as weather manager, making Raindrops take out the slack. Raindrops seemed both concerned and horrified. Oh no, Dizzy said wearily. Come on, Bonnie, Lara prayed. Don't be late. Tracy tensed when the rainbow didn't come out. She started to visit as Corvus landed from the sky and trotted towards the fallen Pegasus. Suddenly, the monster turned behind her. There she was, Bonbon, pointing towards Corvus with a hoof. She was wearing Sakura saddlebags for some reason. Tracy was stunned at the confident look Lyra's mirror friend was wearing. She didn't look scared or worried at all. Bonbon said something Tracy couldn't hear, because her Zord could only pick up the picture. But she was certain Bonbon said something like, over here, ugly. Corvus launched a fireball at Bonbon, but she accidentally flipped out away. Tracy's jaw dropped. Bonbon dodged some more of the fireballs with grace and fluidity. Bonbon said something that was sure to be mocking. Corvus smirked and teleported. There was a flash, and suddenly 7 Corvuses appeared surrounding Bonbon. Pony feathers! Tracy cursed. Corvus learned how to use her spell somehow. Tracy praised and cursed Twilight for being clever enough to do that. They circled around her like a predator, slowly stalking their prey. We need to launch right now! Lyra proclaimed. No, we need to stick to the plan, Shirley admonished. She's gonna get hurt! Lyra cried out, almost in a complete panic. Trust her, Shirley said gently. She could do it. Lyra didn't respond. Bonbon, however, didn't seem worried at all. Tracy thought she was mad. Bonbon watched their opponents carefully. They charged as one. Suddenly, Bonbon pulled something out of her saddlebags. In the blink of an eye, she had 2 bottles of what looked like hot sauce in her hose. She spun around in a circle and sprayed the hot sauce right into each one of Corvus's eyes. It went through all of them except one. Corvus's swing darts covered her eyes as she screamed in pain. All the illusionary versions of the Corvus dissipated in an instant. Bonbon took advantage of her disabled opponent, grabbed the Corvus potion from her saddlebags, threw it into the monster's face. Gray smoke surrounded the thing, and Bonbon quickly backed away. So they quickly made a beeline for the building Rainbow Dash had crashed into with all the determination and speed she could muster. "Let's go!" Trixie proclaimed. She pressed the large button in front of her.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rangers in space! Power Rangers! Power Rangers in space! Oh, sorry. Everything around Trixie started to shift as she felt the sensation of her sword falling. She turned to view to the outside where there were stars everywhere. She was in space, and underneath her was the Earth in all its beauty. Trixie had seen pictures of it many times, but nothing could compare for actually seeing it in person. It took Trixie's breath away. It was the most beautiful thing Trixie had ever seen. She didn't think she would ever get used to this, nor did she want to. Trixie felt herself speed up. The heat of re-entry covered her monitor glowing red. "Raindrops, before we do this, I just want to say something." Trixie cleared her throat. "What is it?" Raindrops asked over to calm. "When this is all over, I want to join your martial arts class," Trixie said. "Imposter!" Lara cried out. "I know Trixie, and there's no way she would say anything like that." "When are you done with Trixie Little Moon?" Trixie demanded in outrage. "Who are you?" Raindrops threatened a growl. "Ha, ha, ha," Trixie said dryly. Raindrops laughed. "Sure, I would love to have you join us." "You might me," Dizzy chirped. "It would have been lonely without you, I think," Carrot Top said. "We'll start at 8 tomorrow morning," Raindrops said. Trixie gave a choking guttural sound, already regretting her decision. As her friends laughed, Trixie eventually joined them. Trixie laid back and closed her eyes. She couldn't believe how stupid she was to think everything would just always go her way. She won't actually have to work. She wanted to get stronger. She had to. She wanted to protect her friends. There was no time for half-measures anymore. She just hoped it was enough. "Don't worry, Twilight. I'm coming to save you," Trixie thought. You know, people always ask about why don't Rangers launch a Zord while the creature is small. First of all, sometimes they have. Especially in Sentai. Second of all, have you ever tried stopping a little bitty monster that's moving faster than your boot? Actually, have you ever tried stopping an ant and watched it run away? It's not as easy as it sounds. Trixie saw the ground fast, specifically Punville, so he braced for impact. The monster gave the time for impact. The Zords landed in a cloud of dust. They landed in an empty quarry in the outskirts of Ponyville. Because of course there is! Trixie's Zord rose from the crater. It was a fearsome beast to withhold. Her Ursa sword was a metallic red bear with silver highlights. It roared fiercely as it got ready for battle. Lyra's sword rose next, its wings spread gracefully. It was a beautiful, serene swan with a pure black beak. Raindrop's sword jumped out ready for action. It was a black beetle with 2 long prong horns with blades at the end. Terribly's sword climbed out. It was a green metal pony, and each of his hooves and the 2 long scales that were connected by a chain that draped over his body. One scale was blue and the other was red. Ditsy's sword was a strange one. It was pink and had the lower body of a pony, but from it, a torso of a strange female figure. The figure stood up on its legs and had discs instead of hoods for tops for appendages. It carried a bow on its back. The Carrot Top was a bit more straightforward, as it was a golden scorpion with a dangerous and sharp-looking stinger. "Ready to combine?" Trixie asked. "Got it!" "I gotta do it." "Ready!" The rest of the Rangers cried out. Trixie flipped open the panel in front of her, and under it was a large single button. She slid it with a hoof. "Zord, Gatai!" Trixie threw out her hoof as she said this. "Someone's been practicing their Japanese." The 6 Zords flew into the air. "Hit it. They've got the power in the force that you've never seen before." Raindrop's Zord folded in, becoming it, and turned over its right front leg. Its head becoming the bomb of the hoof. Charlie's Zord became the left front hoof. Its body separated in half and joined with the paw of Trixie's Zord, and the chain of scales wrapped around the leg, and the scales themselves became the bomb of the hoof. Dizzy's and Carrot Top's Zords became the back legs. Its heads also appeared on the bottom of the hoof. Lyra's Zord's wings folded, and legs and head folded to the body. It folded to the middle of the front and back legs. Tracy's sword floated in front of Lyra's. It spread its arms and legs, and the newly created limbs flew over them, combining into new limbs. Lyra's sword flew behind Tracy's and joined with the back. The new sword fell onto the sky onto the ground on all fours. The bear head finally opened up and split in half to reveal a pony head. It had silver horns that curled back onto its head. Tracy's seat lowered into a new, wide-open room, combining with the floor. It was a silver room with red lights that glowed brightly. A new console appeared in front of Tracy, with a new, larger steering wheel. Buttons and dials surrounded it. Tracy looked back. There were her friends seated behind her. Their seats formed a wide V behind her. The Megazord was complete. You know, am I the only one who ever wonders what does everybody else do in their personal cockpits? I mean, do some of them pilot the legs? Do some of them pilot the weapons? Tracy grinned. Let's finish this. The other Rangers cheered behind her. Tracy piloted the Megazord towards the town. Carrot Top checked the pocket watch. If all calculations correct, she should be about our size in about 20 seconds, give or take. They put a timer that gave them enough time to both land and transform. Sure enough, in a few seconds, a figure grew into gigantic proportions. Corvus stood taller than the Megazord by almost a head. She was still rubbing her eyes in pain from the hot sauce. She put her foot forward and crushed the house. Let's get out of town, quickly, Dizzy said emphatically. They could not fight in town, so the Megazord rushed in front of a stunned monster and threw the hood with both hooves towards the Everfree, crashing into the forest with a large, thunderous thud. Corvus rose a few seconds later. Her eyes were red as he gave them a murderous look. She looked around confused for a moment. They took advantage of this and delivered an upper punch right in the jaw. Sparks erupted from the impact as he delivered another blow to the face. She staggered back. Her horn glowed but fizzled out. She gave another confused look. Ha! What's the matter? Can't teleport anymore, Tracy taunted. We can do this, Dizzy cheered. They moved in for another punch, but Corvus dodged and lunged back agilely. She stood there for a moment, thinking. She unleashed a fury of feather, and the Megazord stumbled back, but rushed through the attack and delivered a punch to the face. Time! To leave her focus away from the bow. 11 minutes, Carrot Top announced. Let's use a missile attack, Raindrop said. Give her a taste of her own medicine. You don't have to tell me twice, Tracy smirked. The Megazord pointed his right hoof forward and shot several missiles from a hidden barrel right into Corvus' stomach. She screamed in pain and collapsed to one knee. Ha! What do you think of that? Dizzy thrust out a hoof. Raindrop smacked their hooves together and gave a small laugh. Let's finish that thing. Shirley was about to say something. Corvus suddenly disappeared and cursed. She completely forgot about showing Corvus her invisibility spell layer. It doesn't seem she have at least enough magic to use that spell. You've called to be kidding me, Carrot Top growled. It's always something, Raindrop threw her hose. Where did you go? Tracy said under her breath. The Megazord looked right and left. They were surrounded by trees, but none of them were disturbed. Suddenly, Tracy had it, but it was too late, and the Megazord was pelted with feathers from the air, flew backward in sparks, and fell on top of at least 20 trees. Oh, by the way, Mikey, you see, Grand Celestial Ruler isn't a Megazord. It's a fusion. This is a real Megazord battle. The Megazord shot missiles in the direction the feathers came from, but hit nothing but out the air. It was hit from behind by a volley of more feathers and stumbled forward. Again, it shot missiles to no effect. Ugh! Any suggestions? Trixie asked. Corvus suddenly appeared to the right, slashed the Megazord with a wing. Trixie was almost thrown from her seat. 7 minutes! Carrot Top cried out. We're not gonna make it, Dizzy said sadly. No, we are, Trixie gritted her teeth. She minded raced on what she could do. She looked down at the crevice they created. I have an idea. The Megazord pointed its barrel towards the ground. So what are we doing exactly? Shirley asked, not getting what Trixie was doing. Creating some smoke, Trixie said. She waited a few moments. She had to time this right. Using her gun to protect the attack. Meow! The Megazord shot down near the ground in zags and created an explosion of dust. Trixie could see a figure outlined in smoke. The Megazord smashed his front legs together and they sparked with electricity and connected right hoof into Corvus' gut. There was an explosion of sparks and energy. The Megazord smashed his left hood into Corvus' head. She fell to the ground, up, tased. 3 minutes, Carrot Top shouted out. Let's finish this, Tracy declared. Ready! The rest of her friends answered. The Megazord reached behind it, grabbed both wings with a hoof. They morphed into Zords, wielded one on each hoof. They started crackling with air as he turned dark red. Big Bang Strike! The Rangers cried together. The Megazord put the swords together and slashed them outwards together, as one releasing a furious shockwave of red energy. It struck Corvus like a freight train as he went flying into the air. She crashed to the ground and not stopping at her momentum. Half of her body was covered in trees and dirt. Tracy noticed there were cracks all over her body, including a visible one in her horn. 15 minutes all up, Carrot Top said, breaking the silence. Sure enough, Corvus's body began to glow as she started shrinking until they couldn't see her anymore. Did we get her? Raindrops asked. Only one way to find out, Tracy replied. She adjusted her Megazord's cannon but dust and debris. She was too small to see her find. I don't think she's finished, Lyra said, sighing. Let's take a look. They dropped from the Megazord's bomb and watched as it flew back to the sky. As it started back for space, they split back into their individual Zords. It quickly disappeared back into the spaceport to recharge, worn out from the fight. Tricia scanned her surroundings for any sign of Corvus. The rest of the Rangers were trailing behind her. All she could see was ruined trees and upheaved earth. It struck Trixie the magnitude of the crater they were standing in. It seemed so small inside the Megazord, but in person the scale was almost unimaginable. It felt like they were ants climbing through a gigantic tube. The whole group stayed on high alert. Tracy knew Corvus was critically injured and her horn was damaged, but they were not taking their chances this time. They made sure to summon their weapons. Well, everybody except Lee, of course, and had them at the ready. They were at least a little recovered from their last battle, but far from 100%. They traveled through the crater in silence, too antsy and focused on the task, finding close to say anything. When they got to the end of the crater, there she was. She was standing high on top of it, looking down on them. She looked weak and dead tired, but determined. She had pure murder in her hate in her eyes. There were small cracks all over her body, with green light emitting from them. Her horn looked even more damaged than Trixie remembered it. It had a VC cracked in the middle of it. Trixie was certain there was no way she could cast anything with that thing. I'll slaughter you all! Corvus screamed in a crazy and feral way. Spittle came from her mouth as she said this. The Rangers took battle positions to prepare themselves for anything. Corvus jumped down and landed with grace in front of them. She rushed at her enemies with complete abandon. Tracy didn't expect her to move as fast as he did. She barely avoided one of Corvus's wings taking off her head. Corvus spun in a circle and went for Dixie's head next. Dixie was also caught off guard by her speed, but like a Carrot Top saved her with her shield and the attack bounced off. Raindrops used this as an opportunity to attack and landed a hearty blow to crack on Corvus's shoulder. She screamed in pain. The crack expanded, more green light emanated from it. Corvus retaliated with a kick to Raindrops' gut. She was sent flying and landed roughly. Cheerly and Ditsy responded together with an attack of their own. Cheerly threw punches at Corvus's head, while Ditsy took a strike with Corvus's body or a staff. Corvus nimbly dodged, and Cheerly's strikes blocked Ditsy with her wings. Corvus put Ditsy back, as he was momentarily unbalanced. Corvus jumped back and released a flurry of feathers. Both Ditsy and Cheerly were hit by the attack and flew backward and landed on the ground, writhing. Corvus threw more feathers, but they were thankfully blocked by Carrot Top. Lyra and Trixie took the position behind Carrot Top. Lyra took her bow with her magic and shot several arrows at Corvus, but they were dodged easily. Plan? Lyra asked desperately. We're still too weak to fire. Trixie? Suddenly, 4 Trixies appeared in a flash of smoke and charged Corvus. The Trixies attacked her head-on with their swords. 2 of them moved in at blinding speeds, and Corvus tried to dodge, but he moved so fast he couldn't. Corvus changed her tactics and decided to just move through them instead. They were just illusions, just as Corvus thought. Corvus attacked the slowest moving one from the right with a wing, but was losing as well. Went right through. The last Trixie struck a powerful blow to Corvus' side. She stumbled back, and Lyra shot an arrow right into her. Corvus flew backward, sparks flying from her wound. She did a backflip, but landed on her hooves and a crutch. Lyra shot more arrows at Corvus, but she nimbly dodged them again. Lyra growled in frustration. Corvus prowled around them, ready to make a next move. Trixie watched Corvus wearily, not planning on doing anything for the moment. Unbeknownst to the monster, she was, in fact, walking next to Cheerly. Trixie saw her twist on the ground, but did nothing to show this. Corvus circled in front of Cheerly. Shirley took a moment to strike. She jumped into the air and pressed the button on her morph in a single motion. A whip was summoned into her host as she grabbed Corvus with it, wrapped around the creature triumphantly as he struggled to get free. Now you're actually using that thing, Trixie quipped. Just shut up and fizz her off, Shirley shot back. I don't know how longer I can hold her. Trixie and Lyra got in position and nodded. They pressed the button in her morph to activate their super attack. Trixie charged forward with her sword trailing behind her and her magic. Right as Trixie was about to swing, Lyra shot an arrow into Trixie's sword. It was a sword, but Trixie's weapon glowed a purple aura. Shirley de-summoned her whip. Right as the attack was about to strike, it jumped away. Trixie shot her sword right into Corvus' chest. Be that evil! Lyra and Trixie shouted in unison. The blow erupted in a burst of purple magic, and Corvus flew straight into the wall of dirt behind her. She dropped to the ground unmoving. Lyra panted in exhaustion. Did we get her? No, I don't think so, Trixie said while Corvus struggled to get to her hose. She almost stood up before collapsing again. For her expression, it looked like she was completely spent. She gritted her teeth. Her horn glowed as she vanished. Where did she go? Lyra said in a panic. Trixie looked around frantically. She thought about teleporting when her damaged horn was impossible. Corvus appeared in a flash in front of Lyra. Corvus slashed her ring before Lyra could do anything, and hit her straight in the chest. Corvus hit Trixie with her other wing. The two rangers collapsed to the ground. Trixie felt her powers failing. She went unmorphed soon as she didn't do something. Shirley tried to come to her, but she was shot down by Corvus's feathers. Corvus stood over them triumphantly and was about to strike a fizzing blow on Trixie, when she suddenly stopped to wince in pain. She grabbed her horn with a wing. Corvus's horn was almost completely full of cracks. It suddenly fell to pieces, and Corvus fell to her knees and screamed. It looked like she was in insurmountable pain. Teleporting with such a damaged horn put a strain on it that was just failed and broke. Trixie knew a small crack in the horn would cause her serious pain. This was insurmountable. Trixie wobbled as she stood up and grabbed her sword with a hoof. She dove at Corvus right in the middle of her chest with a particularly large crack. She pushed as hard as she could, but didn't have enough strength. Trixie felt herself giving to exhaustion and started failing, only for a pony to come up behind her and prop her up. It was Carrot Top as she started pushing with Trixie. Trixie redoubled her efforts and refused to give up. Trixie felt another pony behind her, and he also helped push the sword. It was Ditzy. Behind her helping, Trixie knew Ditzy was smiling. Raindrops and Lyra joined them. Finally, Shirley looked at them and grabbed the collection of hooves, trying to deliver the final blow. The Rangers all roared together in unison and gave one final push. Trixie knew together they could do this. The sword had planted deeply in Corvus as she screamed. Her whole body sparkled with electricity. Trixie de-summoned her sword. The Ranger laughed, cried, and jostled each other as they trotted away for Corvus. Out of pure joy that this was finally over. More energy shot from Corvus's body. As he fell to the ground and erupted a giant fireball. Trixie sighed in relief. Trixie and the rest of her friends unmorphed. Trixie almost collapsed again, but her friend stopped her. She gave a faint smile. Trixie felt like she wanted to sleep an entire week straight. No doubt the rest of the Rangers felt the same. Trixie sighed in relief when twilight sparkle emerged from the smoke. She looked a little beat up, and her glasses were cracked. But otherwise, she looked pretty much unharmed. Her horn looked undamaged, thankfully. Trixie sat on the ground, too much pain and exhausted to do much else. Twilight opened her eyes and looked up. She looked dazed and confused. She looked at Trixie and her friends with wide eyes. Frantically looked around at the damage around her. She looked at Ponyville while being far away. It was clear it was damaged even from this distance. Twilight's face turned to horror and panic as she seemed to start remembering what happened. Horn started glowing. Wait, no, it wasn't your fault! Trixie cried out. Twilight didn't listen, teleported away. Twilight, Trixie said.